Hello, 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 Creative
Hello.
Within family and Victoria. I am so blessed and honored to have this opportunity to share with the world what you have going on and how you create from within. So, to tell all the viewers just a little bit about our relationship, which is interesting. We come from the same hometown, we have a lot of the same connections.
Yes.
And ironically, we grew up in the same city, which is Asheville, North Carolina, but we moved into the same area in Greensboro. And then reconnected at the gym and realized that we were from the same hometown. We had the same name, Victoria, Victoria. So just from then, I've been attracted to your soul, to your spirit, to who you are. So I'm so thankful to have you here today. I just want to give you an opportunity to share what you have going on.
Okay. Where do you want me to start? Anywhere?
Or anywhere you want to start. What are you passionate
Okay.
about?
Well, to answer that question, it's something that I've worked really hard to try to get to. You when asked what's your passion, what's your purpose, you kind of stumble through that at first, trying to figure out what your purpose is. And from reflecting on my past experiences thus far, I am more confident in pinpointing the fact that my purpose, my passion is to empower others. Bottom line. I think about when I was in college, back at NC State in Raleigh, I was a CBS worker. I don't know if they still use that term, but I worked one-on-one with young adults with special needs. And I was all about empowering them, showing them that they have the skills they need to live, the life that they want to live. And then I went on to being a preschool teacher, empowering young children and just seeing their faces light up when they realize they can do something on their own. For a few years, I worked at a residential program. It was an alternative to incarceration. And so I helped the mothers lived at the house with their children. And so I helped to empower them to show them a different way of life with, a healthy relationship with their children. And then I owned and operated a home preschool, again, with empowering. And now in my life, I'm focused on creating waist beads for women to help them feel empowered, to help them feel sensual, to reconnect them with themselves and their magic and their power that they possess. And I'm also a fitness instructor and motivator. Once again, empowering people, showing them, you can do it. You can do a minute of whatever. You can do 50. Yeah, let's do it. So in a nutshell, empowering others is what my passion is.
Wow. Well, I can definitely connect with that fitness. I tell you, the times we have been our schedules have been able to connect and we've been able to work out together, you have definitely challenged me. So, and
Well, you
empowered me.
inspired me. Come on, girl. We got it.
We got it together. But
Yeah.
I think, listening to your journey and what you're passionate about and how all these guideposts along the way have a connection. And I think we all, if we look back on past experiences, we can all find those common themes that lead us to where we are today. So
Definitely. And it's being able to pick up on those. Otherwise your life kind of looks segmented, but it's really not. All your choices you make are all connected. All the people there's no such thing as a coincidence.
that's good. There isn't there, and just thinking about that, there isn't a such thing as a coincidence. What is your favorite part of this journey called life? Because I feel like it's going to come from some of that.
Well, I had to prepare myself, so I wasn't
Okay.
grateful. And I think I put that under, gathering my thoughts. And my favorite part about it is realizing that, and realizing what my power is as far as, manifestation and, living life on purpose and, you know, realizing you have that power to manifest the life that you want, the relationships that you want, and realizing you have more control over those things than you realize, that has been very liberating for me. And the more I embrace it, the more I understand it, the more I utilize it, the more exciting it is to me. I'm like, what can I create now? What can I do now? I mean, I have options.
And you know, thinking about that word manifestation, I think sometimes people feel almost disconnected from it, like they don't have the power and they disempower themselves. Can you talk a little bit about how, like, what is your process for manifesting?
Well, first, reflection is so important. And reflecting on what it is, what kind of energy I'm putting out in the universe, what kind of messages I'm sending out there. If you think about, you know, the law of attraction and how that works, whether you are using it intentionally or not, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you are manifesting good things or bad things, you're still manifesting them. So being able to reflect, being objective with yourself. I think sometimes we justify our actions or our choices. And, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, I could have done that differently, or I need to do better. Holding yourself accountable, and just being more clear with what it is that I want. I think I started this journey learning about manifestation. In the beginning, I spent a lot of time focusing on what I don't want, which is an important part because you have to know the contrast and understand it. But it's that, you know, it's that ability to really harness what it is that you want and believing in yourself and knowing that you deserve it. I think that's the thing. A lot of us feel guilty maybe for wanting better or feeling like we deserve better. And most of the time that's not the case. I think a lot of us deserve more or better than what we have.
Right there, because I just in conversation with people when they hear that word manifestation, they almost think of it like this instant thing. So I think about it and I have it. I put it on a vision board and I have it. But I hear you saying that it's a process. It is work. It is inner work. It is work that you do within yourself. And so, you know, when did you realize that strength, that power within yourself to create the life you want?
I'll be honest with you, that's something that I'm still realizing. I'm coming to the realization of. I get confirmations, you know, through just signs from the universe, signs, you know, interactions that I have with people, connections that I make with people that show me, that confirm you have the power. You're on the right track. So when, you know, I do journaling often, not as often as I'd like to, but, you know, in those periods of self-reflection, you know, just thinking about, wow, you know, I asked the universe for this. And in this, you know, when I look at it this way, this is exactly what I asked for. And so just being aware of that, but my awareness comes in hindsight. So I'm not yet to the point where I realize my strength yet. But I think I'm definitely getting more confident in that belief because of the interactions that I have with people, the opportunities that are presented to me. I have a girlfriend who I've been working out with via Zoom since the beginning of quarantine. And she is a breast cancer survivor, and she has a foundation. And so I had an opportunity to meet some of the women in her group that she knows, and just having that interaction with them and sharing with them their perspective as far as life and experiences and what you take from them. That, you know, that just, when you look at it the right way through that lens, then you're like, wow, this is what I got this. This is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to be here in this moment with these people.
So feeling that,
It's a feeling,
it's a
yes.
feeling. It's like that moment of that feeling where you have, and you mentioned that this, I mean, this work is never done. Like it's a journey that continues to evolve. And so I think sometimes we as people, we hold ourselves to these unrealistic expectations to have it all together every single day and not make any mistakes or not have any feelings that may not be aligned with our manifestations of what we want in life. And it's like we have to be hold some grace and be in the present moment to see
Yes,
those, feel those people and hear those
that's
people, to know that we're on this journey.
absolutely. And I think what you touched on just now, as far as, you know, with it being instant, it's not. Life is a journey, and the growth is the part, you know. And just and living in the moment, that's something that I've worked on. I'm still working on, but that's a huge part of it, definitely.
Is there anybody else that you feel like has been important along this journey that helps you to realize your strength and where you are in life?
Well, I get a lot from people that they perceive me as being more confident as I perceive myself to be. And a lot of that, of course, came from my mother. You know, she always encouraged me to, you know, don't be afraid to ask for what you want, you know, accept rejection gracefully, because you're not always going to get what you want. And so, you know, she instilled that in me. And my husband and I have been together since I was 19. And, you know, that's looking back. Of course, when you're 19, you think you're grown. But
You're like, I got it all together. I'm making all these decisions on my own.
But looking back, you know, I was still a kid and I didn't know myself. And just having somebody who just let me be me and who encouraged me to just continue to grow as myself, that's helped tremendously. Having somebody to communicate with as far as my thoughts, my feelings, my reflections, you know, I thought about, you know, he'll let me know when my poop stinks, you know. That's not always easy, but it's helpful. Also, my in-laws have always been so supportive as far as my spiritual journey. When we lived in Raleigh, we went to this church called Journeys years and years and years and years ago. And that's when I first got into like the law of attraction and all that kind of stuff. Fast forward, we all moved to Greensboro. We went to a church called Unity. And I, with Chris's parents, we took a course on living your life on purpose. And so I think we met like once or twice a week after work, and we would go and we would have these conversations, and we'd have homework assignments, and just being able to have a support system like that on this journey that embraces you, you know, because sometimes, you know, talking to certain people, you feel weird or quirky or whatever. And I'm very blessed, you know, between, you know, my mother, my in-laws, my husband, to have that support system that let me be, you know, they just let me be me and do me. So
I want to pull a little bit more out of there, because I think that's important. The people that we're around on this journey. And I think even some of us can think about the relationships that we connect to, whether it's a partnership, whether it's a friendship, whether it's family. What do you feel like was most important in those relationships that really allowed you to grow and be who you are?
again, just, I mean, I don't know if it's cliche or whatever, just that unconditional love. And I think it's a level of trust. You have to trust yourself, and then having those other people to trust that you are making, you know, I don't know where she's going with this. I don't know, you know, but I trust that she is doing this for the greater good of herself and all those around her. So yeah, unconditional love, support, Those are the main things, because even if people around you aren't making the same decisions that you're making, just knowing that you have that support from them and that they're not going to give you a heart like, oh, here she goes again talking about it. You're like, I don't need the negativity. So that definitely, that's the biggest part for sure.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think picking up on that in our relationships and knowing how to when a relationship has run its course, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a love connection, but knowing when it's run its course, but also knowing when you have that friendship that can really cultivate and help you grow as a person. And that's a part
Yeah.
of that unconditional love.
Yes. And those relationships are, I mean, they're literally a blessing to have somebody in your life like that. That's, I'm not going to cry, but I love you so much. And I'm just so thankful that we were brought together. We were meant to be, and, that's definitely, and in being introduced to such like-minded people, like you can't tell me that's a coincidence. I refuse to believe that.
Like, I refuse to believe it.
Lies.
For Victoria.
Right.
Yeah. And then this leads to the question, how do you create from within? Because, if the people who are listening who don't know, creating from within was started based on my journey of how I had to create from within, which is a lot of what Victoria just spoke to. And so I created this space for others to create from within as well. And how do you do that? Long term and then day to day?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, first I'll go back to just reflecting and being honest with yourself, holding yourself accountable. For me, I am a creature of habit, and I like comfort. I like my comfort zone. I mean, who doesn't? But I learned that you don't grow there. Nothing grows there. So, as far as day to day, I have my journals. I have specifically a goals journal, and I write down my goals for the week. Most of them are pretty much the same from week to week, but I try to put one or two in there that are really gonna get me out of my comfort zone, to help me grow, to help me create from within. And for me, a big part of it, what was I gonna say? Oh, yes. Moving with intention, making decisions, and living your life on purpose. If we're going to acknowledge that there are no coincidences and everything happens for a reason, then, you need to be more intentional with the interactions that you have with people, the choices that you make. It could even be as small as, I'm in a bad mood. I have to go to the grocery store. I could choose to be short with the cashier. She seems like she's in a good mood. So let me just give her the best me in this moment and walk away from it that way. But, if we are going back to manifestation, just you have to, your life is a canvas, and each day is a stroke. So where are you going to put it? What color is it going to be? What shade of yellow are you going to use? So just intention. So once you have an idea of what your life purpose is, keeping that at the forefront of your mind, so it's in alignment. That's the thing too. Vibrations and energy are all very real. And, putting yourself in a position to where your frequency is in alignment to where it needs to be. If you're having an off day and you can't really pinpoint what it is, it's something about your vibration. Okay, something about the energy in your aura. You might need some time to yourself to reset it. You hear the term, I had to go recharge. Well, I think that's basically what that's speaking to. And something else that I'm very adamant about is establishing boundaries. I don't mind saying no, because I know I'm going to say yes, but I don't have to say yes every time. You know, no, I'm tired is okay. It's okay.
And just listening to you and everything that you say you do to create from within, I connected to so many pieces. And when you said frequency, I was just like, whoo, you gotta take
Yes.
me out right there. When you said frequency, I said, listen. And just in my mind, my mental soundtrack, Janae's frequency song just came right then. But and even thinking about you being able to set your boundaries, I bet that helps where your frequency, where you are every single day,
Oh
being
my
able to
gosh.
set your
Yes.
boundaries and saying yes to
Yes.
what you really want to say yes to, and saying no to what you really want to say no to.
That's right. I mean, you know, I don't want to make it a gender thing, but speaking as a woman, we wear a lot of hats, and I think we're just used to it. And you know, that's a good thing. That's a part of our magic, our superpower. However, burnout is real, and you can't fill from an empty cup. So, you know, there's nothing, I think that the idea of being selfish has a negative connotation with it, but it doesn't have to. You know, it's the idea of I have to take care of myself mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, for me to be there for anybody else that I care about. So I have to establish these boundaries, whether it's, you know, this person that messes up my vibe, I need to limit that. You know, or I'm spending too much time doing this particular thing that I don't want to do. How, once again, realizing your control and your power and figuring out how you can balance that out.
Good. That's good. So many jewels dropped there, and so many things that I just to give me to think about, especially the guideposts along the way, and saying no when I need to say no.
It's okay.
What are you excited for right now? What are you excited about?
Oh, well, now that this interview is almost over, I mean, this was my highlight. I was looking forward to this. Now I'm like, no. Actually, what you mean, just like short-term stuff, or
Yeah, it can be short-term stuff, because I know you have some stuff coming up that you're with your workout group and.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. You know, Black Friday is coming up. I never participate in Black Friday. I think I went shopping for Black Friday in high school with one of my friends one time. I'm not. But this Friday, I'm offering a free Zoom session to everybody who's interested. And I just get excited with my group workouts. We work out together via Zoom 3 mornings a week. And I have, you know, like a set group of people. You know, you have new people here and there, but, you know, it's the same. And I love the energy. And I love getting random text messages like, girl, that was an awesome workout. Or, oh, somebody commented on how I'm losing weight, or, you know, and I eat it all up. And I was telling them, we had our workout this morning and we were doing our stretches, and I reminded them, I said, you know, Friday is going to be a free workout. Tell your friends, tell your family, share the link. You know, so I want them to see what we have here. I just want to share it. I want to show everybody. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to sign up to work out at 8:00 the day after Thanksgiving, but
I'm definitely
putting the energy out there.
Yes.
I just want to put the energy out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving and just having that time to rest and reflect and to think about all the things. That's just the whole day. You have an excuse. Sit there and write down everything you're thankful for, big and small. And I have so much to be thankful for, but.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And if you watch this after the Black Friday workout experience, you're going to have to go check Victoria out on all social media. She also makes beautiful waist beads and bracelets, and she has so many talents. So you'll have to check out the group and check her out with everything she has going on. Love
Please
your
do.
spirit.
Oh, I love your spirit. You're just a blessing. You know that. I love you. And I'm just so proud of you. I mean, you know, just thinking back to the conversations we had in the gym, and now here we are, and It's like, girl, turn that light up and share it with everybody.
Turn that light up. I need to get that on the shirt.
Yes.
Thank you, babe.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I
really
love you
appreciate
more.